Now, the first thing that we need to do is go into phpMyAdmin and create a new table. So navigate to that, find the database that you created, and then make a new table. Let's call this Guestbook. Regarding the number of fields, let's state them out now. So we've got ID, name, message, date, and time. Those are the fields that we are going to create in this table. So that gives us 5. So input that into here. ID, we want it to be int as it's an integer. Message, we want it to be text. And we leave the rest as varchar. Now, how long the values are, we want to give the name 20. Message is going to be larger than the name, so we'll give it a bigger field by not adding anything in it. Date we'll put 50, time we'll put 50. ID needs to be auto increment, which means it adds 1 each time a new entry is added. So click save, and it says successfully that we have made our table. So now we need to start with the PHP coding. So open and close the PHP tag, and within this, we're going to echo out our title. In this case, we will call our title My Guestbook. And then close the title command as well. What we want to do now is echo 2 horizontal lines, and I'll explain why later on during the tutorial. So copy and paste that twice. There we go. And now what we want to do is create the form that the user will see once he enters this web page. So it's form action. We'll call it index.php. And our method is post. Form action because it is a self-submitting form. See, it says there's an error here. So remember to put it in single quotation marks, not double, as you're echoing out a form. Perfect. Let's carry on. What I want to do now is create a table, and this will keep my guest book looking quite neat and tidy. I'm going to close the table and form tags. Copy and paste it just to save some time. Now, instead of making the table with specific width, we can make one of the rows and columns have a specific width instead. So do that and then delete the width. Again in single quotation marks. And here we will declare the input. First, we'll copy and paste it twice. Now, declare the input type of how the user will input the information into the field. And it will be text, because this will be the name field. So in name, type in name. The next field is message. And this field is the button field. So the input type would put submit, the name as button, and the value as submit. The message field is quite special. We'll open up the text area tag. Cols means the amount of characters the user is able to type. In this case, we'll put 250. And we'll give it 3 rows. And remember to close the text area tag. Now save it on your folder inside your server. And quite quickly, just go back into your title and open up a headline tag. And just type in my guest book. Something I forgot to do earlier. Save it again really quickly, and now navigate to your file on the server. And there we are. We've got the headline, we've got the 2 horizontal lines, and we are able to increase the text area. Now let's get some variables going. So we're going to talk about what happens when the button is pressed. $_post, and inside the squared brackets put in button, as we are talking about how when the user presses the button. Now use an if statement. So if the button is pressed, do the following. We want to get the information that the user put in the name field, name, and copy and paste this directly below it, and just change the $name and name to message. Again, saves a bit of time. Now